Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the True Conductor Show. Hope everybody had a great Saturday today, man. It's a beautiful day in DC. Of course, this is my day of rest. I don't do no work on Saturday, man. I don't work on Saturday. Don't do nothing on Saturday, So boy, let me tell you, some of the best sleep you can get is on Saturday. You think I'm lying? Man, shut down one Saturday. I challenge you to shut down your television, your phone, man, and just relax. You talking about some sweet sleep? Oh, Anyway, listen, y'all, there's a lot going on in the world. And you need to start creating your own ideas so you can have something to fall back on. Stop depending on what other people are doing. Get your own. Okay? Get your own. And see, and that's the problem with a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all scared to get your own. And that's why you miserable, you're unhappy, you're in situations you don't want to be in because you are afraid to get your own. And as volatile as this election that's coming up is going to be, you should be trying to depend on you, not, you should be trying to depend on yourself, not on the federal government. I was listening to a statement that Trump made that if he's elected, he's going to abolish the Department of Education. You know how many thousands of jobs that is? Let me say that again. If he abolished the Department of Education, do you know how many thousands of jobs that is? That people are won't have nothing. All of their stuff will be gone. Their careers are gone. Why not create your own? Well, True Conductor, how I ain't got no money. How I'm gonna create my own? Well, let me tell you something. First of all, you need to identify what you're good at. Let me say that again. See, first, identify what it is you're good at. Well, how do I do that? Simple. Whatever you're good at, you can do day in and day out and never get tired. You always functioning. When you're good at something, you don't get tired of it. It don't bore you. And see, if your ideas are not growing in your head, they're dead. Let me say that again, okay? If your ideas are not growing in your head, they're dead. What do you mean? How my idea is gonna grow in my head? Simple. See, when your idea is growing, man, you're gonna start seeing different expressions of it. Let me say that again. See, when your idea is growing, you'll start seeing different expressions of it. That means it's growing. That means it's for you. Because if you're going to get an idea, example, here's an example. We're coming up to a new year, okay? If you start out 2025 where you were in 2024, you didn't grow. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. If you end up in the same place that you started out at, you did not grow. And seeing a lot of people don't look at their growth because they're basing their decisions in fear. And that's what you're gonna have to get away. Man, listen, y'all. We coming up to the age of Aquarius. All this backbiting, this darkness, and this cheating, and man, that stuff getting ready to take a hike. We're coming into next year, we're coming into the age of Aquarius, and we're gonna be there for over 20-some years. And you need to be trying to take advantage of it. See, that's why it's important for you to be trying to start sowing something positive now in the atmosphere. You need to start getting your seeds in the ground now. Because we're coming up, man, as above, so below. And we got some changes coming in the stars. And you need to start taking advantage of it. Matter of fact, there was was this the 19th? 2 days ago, there was a super full moon. 2 days ago. Okay? There was a super moon 2 days ago. So, pay attention, man. Stop being afraid. You can only learn from your mistakes. Let me say that again. You can only learn from your mistakes. And unfortunately, most folk are afraid to make a mistake. And when you're afraid to make a mistake, you're afraid to learn. Because that's the only way you're going to get it right, man. You got to get out and make a mistake, learn from it. See, listen. The Bible say a good man can fall 7 times and get back up. But a wicked man will fall once and be destroyed. Okay? A good man can fall 7 times. As a matter of fact, hold on, because I want to give you that scripture. Okay, so you can see it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Proverbs. See, back in I keep telling you, I keep telling y'all, man, how important Proverbs is. I keep telling y'all. See, a lot of y'all, man, you need to get in Proverbs. You need to get in Proverbs. If you wanna deal with day-to-day stuff that's going on, man, get in Proverbs. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is Proverbs 24, verse 16. For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity. In the Message Bible, it says, don't interfere with good people's lives. Don't try to get the best of them. No matter how many times you trip them up, God-loyal people don't stay down long. Soon they're up on their feet, while the wicked end up flat on their faces. So if you're a good person, what is a good person? That's somebody that ain't gonna deceive you, ain't gonna steal from you, ain't gonna cheat you, and it's not gonna divide you. That's a good person. And 9 times out of 10, it's the good person that always end up getting screwed over. while the wicked person go on by their business, seemingly like they okay, but they don't know that their time is coming. So now is the time for you to start trying to create your own, man. You got some, well, again, what are you good at? What do you enjoy doing that you can do day in and day out and don't get tired? That's what you need to focus on. And see, and here's how you know something is knocking at your door. Whenever you make the statement, somebody should be doing that. The idea just presented itself to you. When the statement come out of your man, somebody should be doing that. The idea just presented itself to you. But most of y'all count yourselves out. Man, when I first started my tour business, I had two vans. I had a Ford Transit and a Mercedes Sprinter. And kept them clean. I always look professional like this. And when somebody needed to be impressive, well, they would, hey man, are you available to handle this group? Sure. If I'm available, I'm gonna help you. And I was helping this guy Loba Tours. And after I got my vans repossessed, one day out of the blue, he just called me. He said, Captain Buddy, where you been? I said, my tour company was Capital Buddy Tours, so he called me Captain Buddy. I said, I got my vans repossessed. He said, man, how come you ain't say something? I said, well, it is what it is. It's too late now, they gone. He said, well, do you mind helping me? I said, no, I'll help you. And he said, okay, meet me at the hotel. I'm gonna bring you some keys. I'm gonna bring you keys to a 12-passenger and a 15-passenger van. And when I need you, all you do, this is where they are, go up and get them. And, when you finish, take it back. And man, I would ride my bicycle. I would get on the bus, get off the subway, because where they were, I had to ride my bicycle like 3 miles from the subway to get to where the vans were. And I did his tours so good that one day he come out, he said, look, he said, the 12-passenger van, keep the keys. Take it home with you. And when I need you, you can come right away. That's how good I did his tours. And for like 2 years, I didn't pay for no gas. I didn't pay for no maintenance. I didn't pay for nothing. And I was driving his van every day. Sometimes, man, you're going to have to humble yourself and help other people succeed that's in the same industry or business that you're in for you to succeed. And if it wasn't for him, today I wouldn't have made it. I would not have made it. So stop counting yourself out. If you got an idea, see who's doing it and offer your services, man, so you can learn, so you can see what's going on. You can still get yourself out there. But most of y'all are afraid to step out on your own ideas. And if there was ever a time that you should start trying to be independent, right now. You need once and for all, and see, ask yourself the question, what am I afraid of? I might you might lose your house anyway. You might lose it. And see, and let me tell you something. See, when you step out there on your own, see, now you're going to have to be conscious. You're going to be conscious of your health. You're going to have to be conscious of how you do things. Because when you're independent, 9 times out of 10, see, most folk, when they get an idea, they start out in the storefront. See, when they get an idea, man, they want to start out in the storefront. They don't want to start from the bottom. They want to start at the top. And by you starting at the top, man, you missing. You don't have nothing to cushion you. You don't have any experience. Okay, you can always get something done, man, if you just be creative. And that's why I keep telling y'all, learn how to serve. Learn how to serve. When you're serving, you're helping others. Let me say that again. When you're serving, you're helping others. When you're helping others, then that's when you identify needs. You can see needs. They, you know, at Lafayette Park, because it's federal property, they don't allow music to be played. If they don't want you with a speaker, you can't sit there and play music. And I went down and tried to get me a permit, and they denied me. Okay, well, what you gonna do now? Man, I went down there and I said, let me help the people. Now I'm gonna start telling the people why the fence is up, how long it's gonna be up, and where's the best photo. Since you can't walk across the street to the White House fence, let me start directing you. And the very woman that denied my permit, okay, came out to the fence one day, and I'm trying to explain to the people why the fence was there, how long it's going to be there, and I see her at the fence, and she's giving me a thumbs up. See, now I put myself in a position to help them. See, I'm now helping you because you don't have the proper signage, telling the people what's going on, and I am. And I tell folks, listen, if I was not telling you this, you would be in the dark. Why they got this fence up? You don't know, because ain't nobody telling you nothing. So learn how to create. And then while I'm sitting there, I'm saying, wow, when I told the people, when I first started telling them, well, the best photo is uphill, I just saw the White House. And then one day, I was like, damn, not only are they getting the White House, they're getting Andrew Jackson, the guy sitting on the horse with his hat, like he's getting ready to go off into his last hurrah, and the Washington Monument is in the background. So then I said, well, you gonna get 3 for 1 from this vantage point. And people still, I said, listen, if you're at the fence, you're like the expression, you're too close to the trees to see the forest. And that's what I told them. See, if you at the fence, man, you too close to see the best photo. Back up. Back up. And you'll get the best photo. Learn how to create your own opportunities. And you're going to be in a better place. And what a better way to start than right now, since we got 2 more months left in this year. Why not take advantage of them, man? And start getting the kinks out and stop being afraid to make a mistake, because that's how you're going to learn. If you never make a mistake, you ain't going to never learn nothing. Let me say that again. If you never make a mistake, you'll never learn. You'll never learn. You'll just be stagnant in the water because you're afraid to make a mistake. Create your own, man. Y'all, some of y'all can cook your asses off. But because you can't get in, you don't have your storefront, you ain't got your restaurant, you don't even try. Start in your house, getting orders. See, because now you're starting at the bottom. Don't be afraid to start at the bottom. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Put your idea on paper. Put it on paper and look at it and see what it start telling you. And here's another thing. See, in this time, this is why you don't need to be around a whole lot of confusion, because your intuition is going to be talking to you. And if you got a lot of drama and chaos and confusion in your life, you don't know what voice to listen to. But see, when you get away from that kind of stuff, man, you can find, man, my intuition tell me to do something. I don't even question it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it. If a thought come to my mind and it hits me and I feel it, man, I'm out. I'm gonna do, and I don't even question why. I'm gonna follow my intuition. I was back in 2020. I just sent my wife back to the Philippines, man, in June, and we had this park that we would go. I would just go park, and we would sit down and talk. We would talk, and I was really missing my wife, and I went to this park where we used to talk, parked in the same spot where we would sit and talk. And all I heard was a little whisper that said, "True Conductor." When I heard it, I was like, whoa, that was just my reaction. Whoa, because people would always ask me, "Are you a conductor?" And so when they asked me that, I would say, "Yeah, on the Underground Railroad," and give them a card. Okay? I mean, people would automatically, "Man, you a conductor? You work for Amtrak?" I said, "No, but I'm a conductor on the Underground Railroad. I do Black History tours." And that give me a chance to put a card in their hands. So when I heard Truth Conductor, I was like, whoa, man, I picked up my phone. I said, "Let me see if this is available. Let me get the domain." See, and that's the first thing you want to do. When you get an idea, get the domain. But True Conductor, how can I get my domain? How do I do that? Just put .com on the back of it. And make it short and sweet and simple. Right? See, you got a whole lot of people trying to get these long, extravagant. No, man, make your domain short and sweet. And all you got to do is put .com on the back of it. And if it's available, get it. Because if you don't have internet access to your domain, then that idea is not for you. And so many of y'all, man, have gotten domain names and you dismissed them. And that was your idea trying to introduce itself to you. And you refuse. And I'm going to tell you something. See, ideas are very possessive and jealous. When an idea comes to you, it wants some attention. Let me say that again. When an idea comes to you, it wants your attention. And if you don't give it any attention, it'll go to somebody else. How many times have you seen something say, "Man, I thought about that. I thought about that idea." Yeah, because it came to you first. And you didn't embrace it, and it went to somebody else that would. And see, when you start embracing your ideas, when you start entertaining ideas, when they come to you, ideas will always come to you because they know there's not going to be in vain. You'll do something with it. If it comes to you, they know if an idea comes to you, it knows, man, he'll do something with it. He will at least touch me, caress me, embrace me. That's what you got to do with ideas. And if it ain't for you, you'll know. because it won't grow. It won't grow. And it grows, when it starts growing, it's going to present different scenarios of what you're going to. And see, and this is the thing about ideas. Ideas will always come to you in the finished form. Let me say that again. See, an idea is always going to come to you in a finished form. Man, if you embrace me, look how much money you can make. That idea ain't going to show you where the detours are, where the dead ends are, where the pitfall. It don't show you none of that. It just shows you, man, if you embrace me, look at what you're going to be. Look how much money you can make with me. And it's only until you embrace it and start that you figure out this ain't going to be as easy as it presented itself to be. And when you start developing your intuition, man, you'll develop yourself. You'll stop being scared. See, so when something is presented, rather than panicking, you always proactive, looking for an answer. And that's the key, is you always got to be looking for an answer, for a solution. And you do that not by following others, but developing your own ideas. So many folk will jump on somebody else's idea before they develop their own. They'll come out here and try to copy somebody else's idea instead of trying to, why not create your own? When you create your own, you ain't got no competition because you're the first one. See, if you develop your own, you ain't got no competition because you're the first. That's why it's always good to be the first. Because when you're the first, everybody else is copying. And so many of y'all out here willing to copy other folks' ideas, and you don't even want to try to develop your own. But you'll pick up somebody else because you see it working for somebody else. Man, listen. You watch. Let me show you something. Because my sign is going to take off. My sign, stop hating each other because you disagree, and how I've been able to get out here, being at the courthouse, on television, behind all these people. Just watch. As soon as I get a sponsor, watch and see how many folk come out with signs trying to duplicate what I did to get the same results. But I'm the original. And that's all you, when you develop your own idea, man, you're the original. You're not a copy, you're the original. And when you're the original, you know where you're going. The idea is talking to you. You ain't got to worry about somebody, because the idea came to you. Can't nobody steal that, because the idea ain't going to talk to them. It's going to talk to you. And see, and sometimes you can embrace somebody else's idea and go broke, because that wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. And then you'll be mad and upset and don't want to try nothing because you wouldn't trust yourself. Say, oh, thank you, Lord. And see, and that's when you start embracing your own idea, man, you putting trust in you. You're trusting yourself now. And that's what most folk are afraid to do, trust themselves. They'll trust somebody else before they trust themselves. That's why they don't want to create nothing for themselves. You got an idea? Man, if you, example, you just know how to organize. You can come in a place and you can organize. Man, why don't you start a business? Organizing stuff for people, since that's what you're good at. Maybe you're good at, you got a strong smell. You know how to identify good scents. Well, why don't you start making your own perfume or cologne? Since you got a nose for good scents, why don't you use that? Why don't you create your own? Figure out, man, how do I go about developing my own? But see, most folk don't want to start at the bottom. They want to start at the top. They want to start at the top. They don't want to learn the process because they want to start at the top. And you're missing a whole bunch of lessons, man, by coming down, starting at the bottom. Create your own. And then when shit start hitting the wire, see, you ain't got to worry because you got something to fall back on. You got your own. And once you start developing one, see, an idea is nothing but a door. You on one side, and there are a whole lot of other ideas that's on the other side. When you start manifesting your idea, man, it's a whole lot of other different avenues and branches that you're going to start seeing that's going to come along with that idea to enhance it and develop it. But because you are afraid, you're going to miss it. Because you're scared, you're going to miss it. I got a girl on here, Tanya, I think. Yeah, Tanya. She started her own cleaning business. And she said, you know, True Conductor, I've been listening to you. I started my own business. And business is great. But it took something to stimulate that, get rid of that fear, to say, I'm going to step out, man. I'm going to do it. And see, this is how society is. See, in society, they teach us, go to school, get you a good education so you can get a good job. That's what society tell you. Go to school, get you a good education so you can get a good job. Society don't tell you, go to school, get you a good education, work for yourself. And I get it, man. A lot of people are not cut out to work for themselves. I get that. A lot of people just don't have the courage to step out on their own. And they'll tolerate as much garbage and bullshit as they probably, shoot, you know, you can be so good, why not open up your own consulting business? If you're good at what you're doing. And see, and this is what I told my daughter. My daughter is very good. My daughter runs circles around you motherfuckers. And she's good at what she do. But I said, baby, keep them lazy. Just keep them lazy. And they'll always have to come to you. Because you keep them lazy. And see, when you enjoy what you're doing, man, the work ain't hard. Let me say that again. See, when you enjoy what you're doing, the work ain't hard. The work only becomes hard when you don't like that shit. When your heart ain't in it. That's when it becomes hard. Yeah, you see, here's Loco say, I work for an advertising company. They pay me to build brands for companies. I do marketing, but people can do it for themselves for free. For free. You can do it for yourself. And you're going to learn something. Man, you know, listen. When I first started my sign, I mean, I had a big one. I got the original sign that I came out with. But I discovered that it was too big. It was too big. So what I did, let me show you. Let me show you. And I got one bigger than this. This is I reduced my first sign that you would see me, I reduced it to this side. One, because it was easier to get on the bus. Okay, but then I said, you know what? Let me get it even smaller. So it's going, see, it's easy for them to crop this one out because it's so big. But this one is just as effective. It's just as effective. The only thing is you can see this one from a longer distance than you can this one. But they both are effective. So I went out and got me a smaller sign that's even more difficult to crop. And then I would go, when I go and look, see, when I'm looking at the videos, now I'm looking for, okay, how do I know right now, anytime I get behind a person, if I got my sign right at my hat, you're going to have a hard time cropping this. See, if it's up here over my hat, then, you might see true conductor, but you ain't going to see the sign. But if I got it right at my hat behind somebody, you're going to have a hard time cropping this sign. Okay? And see, those are the things that you learn, man. You learn from your mistakes. You learn. And when I first started this, man, them photographers and cameramen would wear me out. And one time I was going down to the courthouse. It was real cold. And Spirit of God said, take them some coffee and donuts. And I went into this donut shop and got 2 dozen donuts and 2 boxes of coffee. And I went on one side of the courthouse, gave them 1 dozen of donuts and coffee, and went on the other side of the donut. I said, man, listen, I know it's cold out y'all. I brought y'all some donuts and some coffee. And they said, man, thank you so very much. And from that point on, they stopped cropping me out. And you start noticing that you see me now. I just was looking on the internet the other day. I saw Rudy Giuliani, and I was standing right behind him with my sign. And that was 6 months ago. And I'm still getting residual for something that, see, let me show you something. Let me show you something. And see, and you can't be scared. Let me say that again. You cannot be afraid because you only get one shot at this. And if you're not willing to take that shot, you're going to miss out. Don't worry about what people are saying and how they're going to act. Don't worry about them. Because let me get a picture and show you. Let me get a picture and show you. And see, and once they start seeing you and they see that you ain't scared, and I had to check a guy. I had to check. Photographer was telling me, I don't want you to. I said, man, look here. You barking up the right motherfucking tree. And that's just how I told him. You barking up the right motherfucking tree. Okay? You barking up the right motherfucking tree. I don't come out here. I don't mess with nobody. You ain't gonna tell me what I can and cannot do. Who you think you are? You ain't gonna tell me where I can stand just because I'm in your photo. Get it from another angle. And from this day to that, I ain't never had another problem. I've never had another problem with that guy. So all you gotta do is make an example out of one of them, and they'll see you ain't to be played with. Okay? Let me show you something. That idea came up to me. Make your next destination Dubai. And I actually heard from them. I put that on social media. So they actually contacted me and said, listen, we got so many, we've already got what we gonna do. But we appreciate you reaching out. But at least I got their attention. I got their attention. And that idea, I don't know what I was doing, man, but that thing was make your next destination Dubai. And I just put it out there. Make your next destination Dubai. I'm going to Dubai too. And they're going to give me a free trip. Watch. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. Okay, so this is Peter Navarro. Okay? That's Peter Navarro. He just got out of jail. And I was right behind. And every time, I mean, they would give Peter hell. See, look. The big lie guy and the lady that's saying Peter Navarro is a liar, you know. But see, I didn't say I would just stand right behind him. That's what I would do. Just get right behind him and see. 100 years from now, when they show that photo, I'll still be in it. Be dead rotten in my grave or burn up or whatever. But I'll still be there 100 years from now. Okay? Let me show you. Let me show you somebody else. This Roger Stone. That's Roger Stone with the hat on. I'm right behind him. When Roger Stone came down to the courthouse, I got right behind him. His lawyer, here we go. Here we go. See, he just came to the court. I got right behind him. And look, this guy, wait a minute. This guy right here is asking me, could I move? And I had left my glasses at home, and I had look, man, fuck you. No, I ain't moving. I'm not moving. And a lot of people, I've bogarted my way into no, you ain't gonna. I'm gonna get in right in the middle of you. And what you gonna do? Cause this my DC is my town. And how you gonna come and tell me in my town what I can and cannot do? Man, get the fuck up out of here. You ain't gonna come tell me what I can, and I live here and you don't? Man, you get shit. No. And see, okay. And see, listen, I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid to put that out. See what I put? Best message of 2023. That's Steve Bannon. I ain't scared. What have I got to lose? Somebody might agree with me. Somebody might agree. And the only travesty is that see, and here's another thing, man. You got to stay on top of what's going on around you. That's at the Supreme Court. Right there. That's at the Supreme Court. That's the Supreme Court in the background. Okay? And look where I am. Right where the cameras are. And see, and I've learned that carrying my sign, wherever the cameras are focused, that's where I want to be. I want to be in the direction wherever the cameras are going. What they looking at, I want to be right there. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. Wherever the cameras are focused, that's where I want to be. And you learn those things, man, as you go on the way. But if you never try to create your own, you never learn nothing. Because you're scared. And the reason most of y'all are stuck right now is because you're afraid. Like this person, Loco Tina. She work in advertising. I bet you she could start her own advertising company. Why not? Because you done learn from wherever you are, so why not start your own? Why not help other branders say, okay, listen, if you're going to build a brand, this is what you need to do. Why not? And sometimes, listen, man, sometimes you're going to have to give something to get something. Let me say that again. Sometimes you got to give something to get something. Most folk want something for nothing. Now, if you got an idea and you trying to get something for nothing, it's not gonna work. Let me say that again. If you got an idea and you trying to get something for nothing, it ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. Because you're being selfish. It's all about you. And you want to be able to help other people along the way as you go. Okay? Don't be afraid, man. If an idea come to you, it's going to talk to you. Let me say that again. If an idea come to you, it's going to talk to you if you embrace it. You ain't got to worry about, because if somebody trying to steal it, that idea ain't going to go. It came to you. It ain't going to talk to somebody else and you at the same time. It's going to talk to you. And that's all you need to focus on, man. What are my ideas telling me to do? What is my intuition telling me to do? See, most of y'all got one way you go to work. And it's a routine. And you don't break your routine. See, when you got ideas, when you're following an idea, you're going to break your routine. If you stuck in your routine, man, you're going to miss some ideas. Because you're not willing to listen. You're not willing to embrace. You're not willing to experiment. You're not willing to try. You can't embrace in the ideas with fear. Man, you got to, okay, I'm all in. I'm all in. You know, when I started playing national anthems at the White House, it never occurred to me that I would be able to look at a person and say, man, you from Cameroon. You from Uzbekistan. You from Tajikistan. Because they all got a certain look. You from Turkey. And I've never been to these places. And they say, you from Morocco. How you know that? I said, man, it's just God. God just a gift. God then gave me that I can look at people and pretty much know where they are from. But I struggle with China, Vietnam, and them two I struggle with. Because they almost look the same. I struggle with Vietnam and China. Korea, it's just something about Korean women I can recognize. I can recognize Korean women when I see them. But the rest of them, man, because Korean women got that pie face. That's the best way I can explain it to you. You know, Korean faces are fuller. You know, they got like that pie face. It's just like, you know, it's just fuller. You can see it. But when you start recognizing it, and never in my wildest imagination did I ever think that I would be able to do this. Man, create your own. Stop being scared. What have you got to lose? What have you got to lose by creating your own? And then you see when you create your own, now you're talking about generational wealth. See, you can't build generational wealth with somebody else's idea. You can build generational wealth with your own idea. Why not create your own? And I'm gonna come into some money, and let me show you something. Let me show you something. When I do, I'm still, man. I say people made fun of me. Oh, you would have made a dinner where you put it on everything you got. It's on paper. Starts on paper. And I did this back during this was my $1,500 stimulus check. Back during when they shut down in 2020. And here I am 4 years later, man. And I still haven't got a chance to get my dinner, but I'm gonna get my dinnerware idea off the ground because I've done it before. See, I have a relationship with this. This is back in 2000. Right here. This is in 2000. I opened up the African tabletop. 2622 Georgia Avenue, Northwest, right across the street from Howard University. A buddy of mine, may he rest in peace, Jim Rowland, created these. He said, man, have you ever seen my dinnerware line? When he showed me the brochure, I said, man, you need to open up a shop. He said, you open up one. And I'll put the dishes in there. And I went and found a place and opened it up. Because I thought it was a hell of an idea. And then when they shut down during the pandemic, the African tabletop, the domain name came back to mind one day. I was just, let me see if that domain, and it was still available, and I bought it. And then I said, well, shit, let me create my dinnerware line. Now I'll create my own. And I bet you 2025, you'll be able to buy these. 2025, you'll be able to buy them. You'll be able to buy them. And then I said, you know what? What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to put flag colors on some dinnerware. This could be Ethiopia. This could be a whole lot of countries got these colors in their flag. Whole lot of countries got these colors in their flag. They identify with them. Okay, let me show you Jamaica. There's Jamaica. Right there. Okay, why not? And see, what have I got to lose? That's zebra. Hey, what have I got to lose? What have I got? No, that's not zebra. That's leopard. This is zebra right here. This is the zebra print. Right here. But I got a history with this. Somebody else can come along and do this. They ain't got no history with it. I got a history with it. See, I got a history with this because I've done it before. But I was doing it with somebody else's design. I wasn't doing it with my own design. So you can't be afraid, man. And see, and a lot of people gonna laugh at you and make fun of you. You can't worry about that kind of stuff. What other people thinking and saying. Don't worry about them. You just keep doing what you doing. And the idea keep growing in your head. But I'm telling you, 2025, that dinnerware is going to be for sale. It's going to be for sale. And it's going to be American made. I ain't sending it. Fuck China. I'm not sending my stuff to China. It's going to be made right here in America. Creating American jobs. That dinnerware is going to create American jobs. And see, and look, this dinnerware right here is going to have some accessories. See, I haven't even gotten to the accessories that's going to come along with this. I haven't got to that point. I just want to get a prototype in my hand so I can show people this is what it looked like. And once I get it going, then I'll develop the accessories to go with it. The charger, the bows. Even so, man, can you imagine you having this and you got silverware with this print as well on it? Shoot, your table would be tight. Your table would be tight. Okay? Would be, I mean, it would, and nobody else can, Don't be scared. Don't be scared, man. Embrace your ideas. Embrace them. And they'll keep coming to you. Embrace them. Create your own. See you later.